What's good, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Land Grant Podcast, I-80 Football Show. As always, I'm your host, Jordan. I'm here with my co-host, Dante.
Sir, how you doing, man? What the hell was that?
I'm all right. Um, yeah, I'm straight. Honestly, can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Week 2 of my new job and stuff. Doing good. Doing good.
We love that.
Yeah.
Truly love to see it.
Mhm. Saw
Um,
saw a before and after, like a before picture from earlier this year when I was going to the gym, and now I can't be like y'all just talking out the side of your neck. I see the difference now. I saw the change. So I'm like, all right, y'all might be on to something. I'm
yeah,
talking
no,
about
I
my
mean,
weight
I
loss.
only, I only ever see you sitting down, and I can tell. So,
Oh shit!
um,
Because I couldn't tell, but you see
yeah,
yourself every day. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, people I guess the science is true behind it that like you're always the last person to tell.
they say it. I think it's like what a couple, like it'll be like 4 or 5 months before you as yourself notice changes in your own body, but people will see it like week 1, week 2.
I didn't realize it was that long, but I did know that was
Yeah,
true.
it's like it'll take. I think it depends on the person, probably
Mhm.
more than likely, but I think they say it takes a couple months before you start to notice changes in your body like everybody else does.
Got you.
I just feel the changes, if anything.
Honestly, yeah, that's the most important part though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's feeling different, feeling healthy. That's really all
Yeah.
that matters.
Yeah. No,
So
I'm
this
doing
gonna
pretty
be
good.
a hot boy summer. He said it's gonna
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot boy summer
got
and
a
me being in
job,
the
losing
house.
weight. He said Columbus don't know a hit him. I'm
I'm
outside.
gonna be at our community pool. Back in the
Hey,
because I am gonna do that. I'm tired of everybody like, I know you ready for summer. If you say something about my skin one more
you know, here's the thing.
time.
I want to believe you, and I know that you mean what you say. I
Mhm.
just also know your friends, so you'll be
Oh
okay.
yeah, oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
you'll be
I
okay,
I
whether you
say
want to or not. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
I want to be in the house.
yeah,
I
that's
probably
that's
will be
cool. That's
forced
cool.
outside a
Yeah,
lot.
that's cool. You'll be like, all right, that's cool. I'm glad you want to be inside. Get outside, like bring your
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
So
They look last month. My friend group from high school was talking about going to New York. I think next month in April. So I ain't gonna be able to not be outside. Apparently,
yeah, it's not even that warm in April. They just said we
no,
going. Like,
nope, nope. But still got to be somewhere. Apparently,
that's
so
funny.
yeah, I ain't gonna be able to not.
Yeah, I was. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be outside, but I'm gonna be as conscious as I can be while being outside. But oh god, you step outside and you take one deep breath, and that's $150. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try.
yeah.
I gotta find a little cheap little happy hours and there's things like that, and not actually be at the events because that's where they get you.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks because I love sporting events, but you go to a sporting event, you get a Yankees ticket for $30, and then you double it on
I was
one
gonna
drink
say,
and something to eat. So it's just
get
like, what's
something to
the point?
eat is
Yeah,
what
it's like
really gets you.
shouldn't
Yeah,
even win. I
yeah.
could
Because
just went to
I was,
happy hour, watched it on my phone.
I'm crying because you said that, and now I'm thinking, I'm like, I did want to go to a Columbus Crew game. I do want to go to a couple Guardians games,
Yep,
even
got
a
him, got
Cincinnati
him,
Red
got him,
game.
got him. Oh, have you been to a Cincinnati game?
hmm I
Okay,
went
okay.
last year.
So
Last year?
you know about the outside little situation,
What you mean?
like you can drink outside the stadiums, and they got all
No,
you
I
didn't
did
know
not
that.
know that. No.
So
I don't even remember
PHP,
if oh we did some guys gave us beers because they bought too many.
but were you outside?
Nah, we were in the stadium.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Love when that happens.
yeah.
Uh, I went to I think maybe I told you this, but I went to a Rutgers game, and we went to a bar, and this group of people, they was drunk, and dude like bought more Jack and Cokes, and
Mhm.
but he didn't realize they were leaving. So the lady next to me was like, "Do y'all want these?" And I'm like, she's like, "No, like seriously, we're leaving," and he bought too many, but my boy doesn't drink, so I said, "I'll take both."
I'll take both.
I had like a pizza, and I bought like a pizza and like one drink, but I had like 3-4 drinks because
Mhm.
I just got 2 free Jack and Coke because my boy don't drink. I said, "Man, I need to go out with you more often." Like,
If
we get
yo, dude literally tapped us both. He was like, "I bought too many. Y'all want a couple beers?" We were like, "A couple?" He's like, "Yeah, here goes 2 for both of you." We were like,
how many did
"Yeah."
you
Exactly
how
what
you
that's
you
exactly
know?
what I was like. What number did you tell the guy? Like,
Yeah, when beers like I get beer is the cheapest thing there, but they
yeah,
still not
they
cheap.
not
How do
cheap.
you
I
buy 4 at bare minimum, that was 40
4
extra dollars.
extra. Yeah, like,
At bare minimum, that was 40 extra
he
dollars,
was
and it was
definitely drunk
probably
because you could,
that's
as soon as he spoke, you could smell it. But I was like, "There's no way you were that drunk where you're like, yeah, I got too many beers or something." And we drank them though.
that's
We definitely
crazy.
drank them.
As you should. You know who else is drinking beer, Dante?
I
The
don't.
Mavericks GM.
He
He was
drinking more than
drinking
just
he
beer.
he
I don't know
drinking
what it is, but he drinking more than just beer.
oh, oh my god. I hate being right sometimes, especially for the wrong reasons. Cause like I didn't want Kyrie to get injured.
Oh
But
God,
I'm
no.
just like,
Mm-mm.
this trade is just dumb for so many reasons. And then immediately AD gets injured. And I'm like, well, duh. I mean, he hadn't been injured this year that I know of. So
Yes,
it
he
was
did.
coming.
Yeah, he was injured during the trade.
AD?
Yes.
Yeah, you know I don't be paying attention to
Yeah,
basketball.
he
But
was
I knew it was
injured. He was
coming. I knew it
injured
was
when he got
time.
traded. He got rushed back, and it aggravated the injury even more.
And now they're talking about whether it's the injury or whether because it's Kyrie, they're talking about him sitting down just the rest of the season.
I think it might be a combination of both.
Yep. And then Kyrie tore his ACL, which is awful. Kyrie's
Mhm.
been hooping. Like I feel like it's under the radar a little bit, but like Kyrie's like better.
Kyrie was hooping the past 2 years besides
Like
the
he's been like
finals.
really
Besides the
good. Yeah,
finals.
yeah, yeah. He's been
It
really
was
good.
it was bad in the finals, but other than that, he's been balling for real.
And supposedly, I mean, just off the ACL, and also I think off of, I guess maybe the severity, they're saying he may be out the full year. And like I know, like
Yeah.
football
He
players come back from ACLs faster. Now it's still like 7-8 months, but they cut different. Basketball, the way you cut and jump, you got to be full. Like you can't just throw the brace and just run straight like football. Like
yeah.
you're not doing the side to side. It's a lot of. So
Yeah.
they're saying he may not be coming
And
back till this time next year.
yeah, and the thing is that even with basketball players, Kyrie, his game is such predicated on angles and
Yeah.
quickness in those sharp cuts, like you're saying that. Yeah, he could be gone for a year, and we might not see what we've been seeing from Kyrie. Like we might not see
Yeah.
that anymore.
Especially because somehow he's like 32 already. So
Yep,
it's not like he's not old, but like
he's old in
he's towards
basketball
the
terms.
later, yeah, he's towards the later end of his career,
This is
right?
towards the end of his this is towards the end of his prime at least. Most
So
most greats get about to about 33, 34. So
yeah.
we're right around the end of his prime. So
Yeah.
that's sad.
Yeah, and especially as like a point guard who's not a shooter, like not that he can't shoot, but like he's not going to age like Steph Curry, and
Mm-mm.
he's not going to age like Ray Allen, where he can just put up 20 like 10, 12 shots and just sit in the
Just
corner.
shoot
So
for
it's like
he's a ball dominant guard,
yeah,
which
that's tough.
I feel bad for Klay Thompson in a way,
Oh, I
because
forgot he was on the Mavs.
yeah,
They
he,
all
he
the Mavs really did try to go for it.
mhm.
They
And
really
now
did
this is
try to
why I
go
find
for it.
it. So the one thing about this, right? You traded away Luca because you were afraid that he didn't take his conditioning seriously, or he didn't take basketball seriously, and you were worried that he was going to become injury prone later down in his career because of those things. So you traded away a guy who is known for being injury prone, is older than the guy you traded for by 6 years, And not only that, doesn't really take the game that seriously after winning his championship.
Yeah. And you put
And
like,
your whole window, and not only that, you put the whole championship window on you shorten it to about 3 years
yep,
for three guys
yep,
who are injury prone. Well,
yes,
Klay Thompson's not really injury prone anymore, but he's older after two bad injuries.
mm-hmm.
So now there's a greater chance of him becoming injured. So you shorten your window down for three guys that are known for that have had injuries or known for having injuries the past couple of years. While that and the thing is that was after you traded away 5 first-round picks for the next 5 years to build around Luka. You traded picks away to bring in players to build around Luka, and then you traded the centerpiece away. Now you can't even rebuild because you don't have draft picks.
Mm-mm. Stuck.
I don't get it. And again, since Kyrie tore his ACL, your 3-year window to win a championship just became one.
Yeah, seriously. And it's just like, sure, you could say you didn't expect the Kyrie injury,
At
but you
all.
should have expected the AD one.
You should
Like, if
have
we're
expected
talking
a
about, I feel like
Kyrie
it's
injury
like,
too. You really
honestly,
not an
yeah.
AC, not an
Yeah,
ACL
but like
tear,
at
but
least missing a couple games, something. Yeah, you know what
a
I'm saying?
month. I expect Kyrie to miss a month once a season.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah, you right. He wasn't just on beers; he was on something else. He be,
That's what
man,
they came
he's
out and
getting
said.
fired, right? Like he's got to
They
get
gotta
fired
fire him.
just
I
off
don't
the
know.
fan reaction
You know
itself.
what's crazy is that I don't know because in my eyes he would have been fired already. As soon as AD went down, he would have been fired.
Yeah, like,
I would have fired him right then and there.
and then the Lakers are winning, and Luka's not even playing well. And that,
Nope, not really. Not really.
I literally looked at it the other day because, like, I don't watch basketball, but I do like read up on it, so I have a decent idea. He's shooting like 40% from the floor, 30% from three. Like, he's way under his averages. He's like averaging like 19 points a game, and his
He
Laker
just
tenure or something. Like, yeah,
yep.
I'm like, he's not even playing well, and they're winning. So, as we move on,
It still
do you
blows my
have
mind.
anything to say about the Lakers at all? Are
Well,
you happy? Are you in
I'm
the
just happy
middle? Are you
we possibly have a future because Luca hasn't hinted that he'll resign, that he wants to be a Laker long term and stuff like that. He hasn't hinted at that type of stuff, but at least we have put a potential future. That was my biggest gripe and my biggest concern about this team for the past 2 years is that we didn't seem to have a future at whole. Like we didn't. I felt like we were going to have that stretch we had with Kobe and after Kobe
mm,
before LeBron the second year of LeBron's tenure as a Laker. Like that's what I thought was going to happen. So we have a potential to have a future. I will say this though. If you were truly concerned that Luka drinking beers and smoking hookah was a problem, literally last year you were in the finals with that man smoking hookah and drinking beers on his off season. Not during the season, off season. That man took you to the finals and you won a game.
yeah.
And you won a game. Y'all weren't supposed to be there.
Mm-mm.
Y'all weren't even supposed to be in the Western Conference finals.
Mm-mm.
And you went to the finals. And you're like, I don't know if we can win a championship with this guy. Even though we were just in the championship with this guy. I think there's been a rumor that they think that they're trying to move the team. Move the team to Vegas or either move the team to Vegas or get gambling to be legal in Texas and Dallas.
Oh, well, they're already doing that. That's why.
It's still up in the air. It's still up in the air.
I know, but that's why dude sold the team.
Mm-hmm. But
Like
yeah,
he's so like that. Like that's why he sold the
but the
team.
people who
So
they
that
sold to, or
are
the
also
GM,
casino people. But that's
yeah.
but that like that deal was weird. He basically sold the team to get equity. Like that was and from my understanding, that was the entire intention. Is that they're trying to do that, and then they also were talking about like
Mm-hmm.
stadium plans when it gets passed, where there's going to be a casino right next
Casino
to the
in the
like that.
stadium. Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
he basically sold it for like cash,
Mm-hmm. So it's
so he
either
can
that.
like
So it's either that, or they moved to Vegas so they could still be around their casinos and make money that way as well.
moving to Vegas is disgusting.
If you move to Vegas, Dallas fans you might not be able to live
Yeah.
to see it happen. Like
Oof.
they already, I think it's funny because like
That's not a franchise you can move.
no, and not only that, it's that I think they doxed the GM's address.
Lord. He's
What
not
did they
going to be
do?
the GM for long.
He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be.
They
They
shouldn't let
might
him make
keep
a
him.
single decision this
They
summer.
they
Not
might
that there's
keep
any
him
money
though.
or cap or anything to make a
You
decision
can't
this
you can't
summer,
do anything. You
but
can't do
they
anything.
whatever
Because
minimum
because
decisions
again,
he
because
can make,
again,
they
you
shouldn't let
which
him
is
make a
still
single
weird. The
decision.
weird thing was is that you were scared to give Luca the super max, but you were going to give Kyrie a max extension.
And AD
Again, you're worried about injuries, and you're going to give a 33-year-old point guard who has history of injuries a super max, not a super, a max extension.
mm,
None of that makes any sense.
none. Not at all. Um and yeah, so in other news, Cleveland Soccer did not get the NWSL bid,
Damn.
and they said we don't care.
Oh,
We don't care. So supposedly they have already secured a bid for another professional women's team.
oh,
I personally think it's dumb because I think you could have just waited for the next round of NWSL expansion. But I think, was this the podcast that I was talking about the Brooklyn Soccer?
yeah, I believe so. Yes.
I think it's that league. I don't know that. They haven't announced it, but like
Mm-hmm.
that league is trying to expand. I think it's that league. Which I mean,
Okay.
hey, it may work out, right? Like I'm not saying it's not going to work out. I don't know. But I think they pivoted to that. Like that would be my guess because they already wanted to do the stadium, and then I found out today as I was looking at this, they already got awarded a MLS Next team, which is their lower division.
Mm,
It's interesting though because I don't know if that team's going to be standalone or not. Because in my quick research, most of the MLS Next teams are paired with a team
right.
as like the MLB, but there's only one team that's not paired, and but I don't know who they would pair them with because the Columbus Crew already have a Next team. So like I don't know if they're just going to be a standalone team or how that's going to work.
And well,
But
that confuses me too because I thought it would have to be a woman's team that they're paired with, or is it just paired
no,
with
the
anyone?
MLS is the men, so they have so like
Oh,
before,
okay,
like they
okay.
were
My
yeah,
fault.
so
My fault.
they were
Okay.
trying to get a women's team, and that was going to be like the main draw of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But then 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, they got a
A bid.
minor league team. Let's just say minor. I
Okay.
don't know what they actually call it in soccer. They got a minor league team that's supposed to start this year. The minor league team is not enough to build a stadium. So
Right.
like they were just going to pair the minor league team in the same stadium with the women's team.
Okay.
But they already had the minor league team. It's supposed to start this year. I
Okay.
didn't know that. I didn't think they really announced it. Maybe because the minor league team. So they have the minor league team. Supposedly they're going to be announcing the professional women's team, which again I'm going to guess it's the same league that this Brooklyn team is in,
Right.
the Super League or something like that. And then as just like continuing because they're like these people really just want to bring soccer to Cleveland. There
Mm-hmm.
is this soccer league called the WPSL. It's amateur soccer. But it's like a league that has like 30 something teams. So like it's very organized. It's just not professional.
Mm-hmm.
and they're also coming to Cleveland. I don't know if they're also going to use that stadium or not, but like this amateur league has been open for 27 seasons. Like it's been open longer than the professional leagues. It's just amateur. Like it's just like,
Holy
it's
what
not,
the heck?
whatever. But like I guess like Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe started off in that league.
Okay.
So like it's just like it's basically like you play, if you played soccer in college, but you're not good enough to go pro, but you still want to play, here's a
Mm-hmm.
league for you. So they're also coming to Cleveland. So like they were just like, we just want soccer in Cleveland. So supposedly in the matter of a couple of years, Cleveland's gonna have
As
two and a
many soccer
half.
teams as possible,
Yeah,
apparently, too.
basically, yeah. And then like of course, as with any stadium, they're gonna try to get like the MAC championship games there. They're gonna try to do concerts and a bunch of other sort of things to like make money. They're talking about trying to do 60 events a year. They've already talked with some of the local high schools about holding things there and stuff
Cool.
like that. But yeah, I was wondering like what they were gonna do because yeah, they're like, no, we want this stadium. Like we've already committed to this. We just gonna pivot. Again, we'll see. I
We'll
think
put somebody in there.
it's a
That's
bad
pretty much
idea.
what they said.
Yeah, I think it's a bad idea just because like I'm not wishing for the downfall of this league at all. But like from my understanding, some of the other teams in this league are just playing places, right? So like the Brooklyn team is playing in the field of like a minor league baseball team. So like you're gonna build a stadium. If this women's soccer league folds, you built a stadium for a new women's soccer league that you don't know if it's going to last, a minor league team in the high schools.
They'll probably
So
just, if it doesn't last, they'll just try to join the MLS women's
NWSL again, yeah,
Yeah.
next time that comes around or whatever. But yeah, so I mean, we'll see. But yeah, Cleveland's getting soccer one way or the other. They said we're gonna get it one way or the other. Like you don't gotta
Yeah.
worry about that.
We leaving here with something.
Nah, for real. All right, so we're gonna take a break, and when we come back on the other side of the ads, we are going to try to talk about women's basketball because there's nothing going on, and I love women's basketball, but I don't watch until March Madness, so we will not.
I haven't even touched any college basketball.
Yeah, we will not be giving detail. Let's just say that. It'll be more talking about structure and just March Madness as a whole. We will not be picking champions and things like that because I don't watch basketball until March Madness, and
I don't know who's good. I know the basic teams. I know the three basic teams.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to women's basketball, because I know it's South Carolina, UConn. What's that orange team? Tennessee, Texas. Okay.
Right now, no. You're thinking US. You're thinking Tennessee, but I think you're thinking historically. I don't know how good they are right now.
Okay.
Texas is good now.
Okay, so Texas, UConn.
Historically, it's
South Carolina.
It's Tennessee.
Okay,
that's a Pat Summitt.
Yeah. Oh, she's coaching LSU. Oh no, so then maybe LSU too. Maybe
LSU is good, but yeah, LSU is good. They have Flau'jae Johnson, the homie. She's legit.
Yeah, and I know what's the name plays for USC, but I don't know how good they actually are.
We're going to talk about that. They're very good. All right, so we'll be right back on the other side of the ads, and we will, run through the Big Ten women's basketball tournament, talk a little bit March Madness, and then we got some video game talk for you. So we will be right back. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Land Grant Podcast Network's I-80 football show. Women's basketball. So to start, right, the Big Ten tournament is actually happening right now as we record the first couple of games.
Started kind of early.
No, I mean, season's over.
Yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. For me, it seems like these tournaments go into the end of March, and then March Madness starts around April.
No, they go. So
the tournament starts around April. This is all the madness, but yeah.
March Madness starts the middle of March and ends in April.
Mm-hmm.
The tournaments start the early March and go to mid. So it's like the first 2 weeks of the conference tournaments. Then there's like a day or so, and then March Madness
I
starts
love how
in the
they
middle
try
and
to
goes to April.
they. I know it's funny because like the March Madness tournaments, like the championship tournament, like the real madness is the conference tournaments. That's what's in, and then seeding. That's where the real madness happens.
Yeah, it's the conference tournament in the first round.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you do get your Cinderella, but the real madness is the conference tournament in the first round. Anything can happen in them games. Like this team went because like
Remember
everybody
Wichita?
makes it. Like almost everybody makes it to the conference tournament. So for the Big Ten, because there's 18 teams, they're only doing 14 teams. Sorry, 15 teams. But the 15th team is Purdue at 3-15. And Purdue could win like 4 games. Like, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they could just, like, I don't think they're going to, but like, they could just, like, up and win a couple games. And it's just like, why did this happen? So
Purdue is what?
they're 3-15 in conference.
We gotta.
They're 10-19 overall.
We gotta start making sense of these tournaments a little bit. Like, I get it, but like, if you're 3-15 in the conference, stop it. We're not.
Why,
why are we putting you? And you have a losing record all overall, but 3-15 in the conference. Stop it. Like, we can narrow it down. We really can. We can make this go by faster. Some of these kids can go home early. Like, what are we doing?
You can go home early. Don't you got midterms? Like, you are clearly not committed to basketball.
That's all I'm saying. Like, there's no reason to have these kids playing still. Like, no, I get it. It gives everybody a chance. Everybody gets to play and keep on playing. I understand it. Like, I fully get why it's happening. But 3-15 in the conference, stop it. It's like I think they need to change the NFL. If you got a losing record but you won your conference, you don't make the playoffs. Like,
they're not gonna do that.
They need to. Like,
they're not gonna do that. So USC, who we're talking about right before the break, they're legit. They are 26-2 overall, 17-1 in the conference.
Who did they lose to? Ohio State or something?
No,
Wisconsin.
They didn't. Who did they lose to? It was a shocking loss. I will tell you that.
Okay.
Was it Maryland? Who's also good.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they lose to? I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna look it up right now because I honestly can't remember. I know people were sort of surprised because the team that they thought that they would lose to did not. They didn't lose, which is UCLA. As I'm looking for this, no, they beat Maryland. They destroyed Rutgers. Good God, they beat UConn. They beat. Okay, this is non-con. Who did they lose to? Am I blind? This is great podcasting, by the way. In case you all were wondering.
We're really good at this show. Don't worry.
Huh. I wonder. Okay. They lost to Iowa.
That was going to be my next guess.
They lost to Iowa, and it was like shocking because Iowa's not that they're bad, but they're not good this year. Like they're not
what they were 2 years ago.
There it is. They lost to Iowa. So they lost to Iowa, and then they lost one non-conference game to someone.
To someone.
Yeah, I mean, it was a loss. I can tell you for absolute sure that they did lose a game. What game did they lose? Well, it could have been any game. No, I'm just kidding. They lost to Notre Dame, who's also really good. So they lost to Notre Dame, and then they got surprisingly upset by Iowa. UCLA is also really good. Shout out to the Pac-12. They're only good. I mean, it's outside of Oregon football, but the Pac-12 is dominating basketball right now. They UCLA
are they not a part of the Big Ten now?
I mean, but it's been a year. It's been a year. This is a Pac-12 team. It's been a year. UCLA is 16-2 in conference. They're 27-2 overall. Their only 2 losses came to USC.
Okay.
So like those 2 teams, in my opinion, have just like separated themselves. Like they're good. Maryland is next. They're 23-6, 13-5. Ohio State is next. They're 24-5, 13-5. Those two teams are gonna make it to like the Elite Eight, one of them, and then lose because unfortunately, especially Ohio State, we just cannot get as far as we want to. But they are like consistently good. Then Illinois is the 5th seed. Michigan is the 6th seed. They're both 11-7 in the tournament. Michigan State is the 7th seed, also at 11-7.
Okay.
Indiana is 8. Iowa's 9. Nebraska is 10. Oregon is 11. They're all 10-8 in the conference. Washington is 12 at 9-9. And everybody else has a losing record, in case you were wondering. Minnesota is 13 at 8-10. Wisconsin is 14 at 4-14. Ugh. And Purdue is number 15 at 3-15. And the tournament's happening right now. I think honestly, I would be surprised if we don't get another USC UCLA in the championship game. I guess anything can happen, but I do feel like those two are the far and away the best teams in the conference. Minnesota's playing Washington. That game is probably over as we're recording. Rutgers is playing Nebraska, which that game shouldn't even be played. And Wisconsin is playing Iowa. And then the next round, Indiana is playing Oregon. Those are the games that are already decided. And then obviously we all know how tournament brackets work. Right. But fun thing about the conference tournaments, which I always find is hilarious, is that teams win a double bye. Like that's like they bring so many teams into the tournament that like the best teams get a double bye. So like USC, Maryland, UCLA, and Ohio State, the top 4 teams, they don't play until Friday. So there's going to be 2 rounds. Like they play on Wednesday and they play on Thursday. And then those teams don't play until Friday. And then they play Saturday and Sunday. I also think the funniest thing, and this is why you were saying like March Madness is the conference tournament games, is because, they play every day.
Every day.
They play every day. It's back to back.
There's games all day, every day from both conferences, both men and women, all day long for about 2 weeks.
And it's legitimately 2 weeks because they alternate them. Women go first, and then the men are the week after that. So it's literally every day, 2 weeks. And it's just like if one of these teams makes a run, which they're probably not going to, but let's just say one of these teams on the first day makes a run, they would potentially be playing Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Woo!
Yeah,
and
so
it means NBA players crying about back-to-backs.
You ain't never literally.
You ain't never had a lot of y'all ain't never had to play. Like some of the people that are complaining about back-to-backs ain't played 5 straight days in a row.
And here's the thing: there's going to be at least 3 or 4 teams that play 3 games in a row because someone in the second round on Thursday is going to make it till Saturday, and then of course someone on the third round, which starts on Friday, is going to be playing on Sunday. So there's going to be somewhere between 2 and 5 teams, just depending on how it works, that's going to play 3 games in a row. It's just going to happen. And if it gets real crazy, someone may play 4. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it gets real crazy, someone may play 4. So, these tournaments are crazy.
Back to back.
Yeah. Honestly, bro, if I was one of the worst teams, for real. If I was one of the worst teams, bro, I wouldn't even want to do it. And then, I'm not going to pretend that I know this.
Because you start to, if you win one game, you start to think like, I gotta play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if we really pull this off.
Yes.
We're not going to be able to pull this off.
Yes. It's like, bro, why are we doing this? Like, what did I do to deserve? So, and then on top of that, right?
I thought baseball schedule was hilarious.
Nah, for real. And then on top of that, right, you play, but then you get less than 24 hours too. So they were talking about they were talking about this with the SEC because Texas and South Carolina won on a coin flip. That's how they ended up having to determine it. But the way that it works is if you're the second seed, right, you play the later game. So you're not going to play until 8. Right? No, you're gonna play at 6:30. The next time you play is 5:30 the next day. So it's less. So whereas the number 1 seed they play, where the number 1 seed they play at noon, and their next game would be at 3. That's a 4-hour difference. Like that 4 hours does matter. Like it goes
They
from
get 28
23 to
hours.
20. Yeah. So
Like
it's just
what?
like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like that does those, like, just, the little things matter. The little things matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's, yeah, these tournaments are insane, which is like, yeah, you like, you're not lying when you said the real March Madness is the
The real
tournament.
March Madness is the tournaments before the actual championship games.
Yeah. And then you gotta go play in the tournament. Like, bro, please leave me alone.
And those
Like,
are
leave me
every day.
alone.
There's a
Yeah,
game
like
every day. You play every other day in that
basically,
tournament.
yeah.
If
I
you
think
win,
it
you
is
play
every other
every other
day
day. Yeah.
until like the final four or something like that.
Yeah.
Until like then you get like a little bit of a break.
There's a
The
there's
schedule
games
is nuts.
every day, but you play legit every other day.
Yeah, and I know the schedule is nuts because I'm going away for a work conference and I'm going to stay out for my birthday. And I was looking at like recording, which a little bit of podcast business. And I'm like, I'm gonna be gone for like 9 or so days combined, and I'm gonna miss like the first 3 rounds. Like
Yep.
I was like, we don't talk about women's basketball as much on here. So like I wasn't having the conversation with you, but I was talking to DJ for the other podcast because she wants to talk about it. And I'm like, by the time I get back and we record, we're gonna be at the Elite Eight. Like we're gonna miss. Like I'm like, I don't like I don't know what you want to do about this because I know you want to talk about it, but like
Big Ten championship for
I'm
both are
missing
going to be picked
all
or
of
going to be
it.
determined. Every conference championship, we're going to have all the big upsets. Everybody's bracket is going to be
Yeah.
completely bust by the time
Yeah,
you
by the time I come back, and I'm just like,
we're gonna be at that
well,
point where there's like only 3% of brackets are still correct. Like,
yeah, and then I'm coming back like, oh man, let's talk about this. Everybody's already mad. Everybody's sick. Nobody cares anymore. Like nobody care about this, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So, but
That's funny.
it was funny because I was like, ooh, this is. I mean, I can't help when my birthday is and when this conference is, but literally, so I'm leaving, right? I'm leaving on whatever day, right? And this is
Whatever day.
the schedule. This is the schedule, right? Selection Sunday's the 16th. Hate all these ads on these like websites. I'm just like hearing noise and no one else is hearing it. So now I sound crazy. Like, what is that? Like I'm hearing voices.
Yeah.
I was. So Selection Sunday is March 16th. The first 4 is the 18th and the 19th. The first round is the 20th and the 21st. The second round is the 22nd and the 23rd. I'm missing all of that.
Yeah, you are.
I'm missing all of it. I'm missing all of it. Like I'm just like, yeah, it's just like
you're definitely missing all of that.
And then technically, right? Technically, because that if we were gonna drop on our regular schedule, because we drop on Mondays, our first episode would be the 31st. And so if we didn't try to change our schedule, which we're gonna have to, I would then also miss, just by the nature of when we record, I would also miss the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. Because our episode would drop on the 31st. And so, technically, we could talk about those. That would make sense to talk about. But like, we wouldn't be able to talk basketball until the Final Four was set. just, I'm not even going 2 weeks. I'm not even going 2 weeks. I'm literally missing.
It seems like you missed a whole month of basketball.
Seriously, I'm like, man, this schedule is condensed, boy. Like, this is crazy.
They get them up out of here.
Yeah, get them in and out.
You get your March Madness, get these championship done, do your finals, go home.
Please get out.
Get out.
Yeah, if you're counting the first 4, there are 6 rounds of basketball that happen in 3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks. Exactly. 6 rounds of basketball that happen in 3.5 weeks. You know the video of the scared straight when they're waking the boy up out of his sleep and he's like grabbing his pillow, he's all confused. That's the basketball tournament. like that meme from Scared Straight is the basketball tournament. It's crazy, but yeah.
Get up and go play basketball. I swear I just did this yesterday.
Get up, do it again. Do it.
Do it
And
again.
and you got to remember, they travel. Not a lot,
Mhm.
but they travel in between these as well.
I was about to say,
So the
because the
first and
first,
second
I
round
was
are
about,
in the same place.
right, this is for the March Madness tournament or the
Yes.
conference. Okay, in the
Well, both
conference,
because they have to travel for the conference
yeah,
too.
that's what I was asking. In the conference ones, those are in certain places, right, as well,
So
right?
I think
If I'm not
no,
mistaken,
yeah,
I
it
think
all
they,
has because of the schedule. It all has to be in one place. Yeah.
yeah,
So they
it's all
come,
in one
yeah,
place, yeah.
and then they go home,
Because
and then
having
they travel.
travel like that is stupid every
Yeah, and then they travel again. The first and second round are in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you make it to the regional, then you travel again
Mm-hmm.
for the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. And then if you get out of that, you travel again for the Final
Mm-hmm.
Four and the championship. That's a hellish schedule. That's a hellish schedule. That's crazy.
This is, and they really tried to say they're student athletes. They're student
Mm-hmm.
first. No, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get a
Yeah,
chance to be
to that
students.
to that tournament come around.
Yeah, like they don't get a chance to be students. For the same way when they were saying that about you say that about football players, they're students 1st.
Mhm,
When?
mhm, 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 mhm,
When?
mhm. Please
Tell me when
let
that
me know.
happens.
When you know, I'll know because let me know.
It's like what?
Uh, yeah, no, they be lying. But so yeah, the last thing I want to talk about this is UCLA and USC are really good.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Ten hasn't won a basketball championship since 1999. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but it might. I don't think Juju goes.
Um,
I don't think Juju goes out like Caitlin, and that's not shade to Caitlin, but I'm just saying I think Juju wins one. She has 3 more years. So, and again, UCLA is
I
really good
thought
this
Juju
year.
only
Ohio
had
State,
2 more years.
no, she was a rookie freshman, whatever. One of them that means first year last year, and in basketball they got to stay all 4. Women's basketball they have to stay all
Oh,
4.
they haven't changed that yet?
Nope.
Stupid.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dumb. I think the
Well,
1 year rule is stupid, and I think having them, I look at it like it shouldn't be a rule. You determine when you leave or not.
so do you know why it's a rule though, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's just not enough teams. There's not enough roster spots.
Yeah, I know why it is for them. Yeah.
So when they actually, put on their big girl pants and expand
Mm-hmm.
the league, hopefully they then change that rule. Actually, it's not even going to be a hope. They're going to have to change the rule because there's just not going to be enough players.
There's not gonna be enough
So
players,
that's why, I
and
wasn't.
that's just why I said I was happy DT retired because you're taking up
That's
a
fine.
roster spot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, old lady.
I didn't talk about this on this podcast, but in my opinion, I think that they were trying to talk about going to 16 or something like that, but they had 12 solid bids. And
Mhm.
I'm like, if it was me, so they're at 15. They're talking about going to 16. I said, if it was me, you have 12 solid bids.
I'm doing all
I'm
12.
going straight to 20. I wouldn't go all 12. I think that's crazy. But
Hey,
I'm going straight to 20, which would be 5 of the 12. I think that's solid. Go straight to 20. And then when you get to 20,
why are we
so
at 15 anyway? Why are we at an odd number?
please,
What
right?
are we
You
doing?
know what I'm saying? So,
Especially since you do a tournament bracket for your championship too.
right.
Why are we at
Ever
odd
at an odd number. Ever at
numbers?
I don't know. Ever at an odd number. I don't know. So I'm like, go straight to 20, right? 20 by 2028. And then at the same time, you go to 20, you expand the league, you expand the schedule from 40 to 50, whatever it is. You expand the tournament where the first round goes 3 games instead of 1 or whatever. And
You do the
you
old tournament style for the NBA now,
which is
or
what,
style
3-3-5-5,
three
right?
uh three it 3-7-7.
I don't think
So
they do
no, I'm sorry,
7.
5. It was 5-7-7.
So theirs would be 3-5-5
Yeah,
because they don't do
3-5-5.
7 game series. So 3-5-5.
Yeah.
Do that. So yeah, you expand the schedule, you expand the playoffs, you go to 3-5-5, and you lower this rule to at least 3 years, but maybe 2, but
I'd
at
say
least
2.
3 years.
I'd say 2.
And then all of that happens at once, and then you
Because
stay
now that you have
stagnant.
yeah,
Then
I
you
was
stay
gonna say now,
stagnant for at least 5 years. So
yeah,
you can evaluate, you can do your whoop de woo, and then you can decide after 5 years, okay, are we
bring
going
in
to stay at 20
those
for
other
another 5, or are we
3.
going to go to 22, 24, something like that? But I also just think for the nature of the players, you do need to expand pretty aggressively. Like you can't keep this going for another 12 years because then
No.
it's like every other year for 12 years, there's something changing. So
Yeah.
you go to 20 now, and then after 5 years, because you do need some time to settle, maybe around your new media contract, something like that, boom, add 4 more, you go to 24. And then I don't know if they need to be at 28 or 30 like the other leagues. You go to
They don't need
24,
to
and
be
you're probably
there.
at once you get to 24. If you get to 24 by 2032, so that's 7 years. I think you're good. You can stay there for 10, 15 years. Like I think 24, you hit the major cities, you expand to, because of how basketball and women's basketball and college is expanding. You're at a good number. There's still the professional leagues over. Like I think that's good.
Mhm.
But I don't run it, so who
I
listens
was
to
gonna
me?
say I think it should be 2 years because now with the NIL, it's definitely a choice whether I want to be pro or not. I can still make money in either one. Whereas now with like before I was itching like I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. Where it's now it's a choice. It's definitely a choice that they can consider and think about. Like I can stay and get my degree because I make enough money
Yeah.
to take care of myself and things
And
like that.
unlike football, if you make a bad decision, you can still go overseas.
Mm-hmm,
Whereas if
mm-hmm.
you go pro in football, I mean, technically the USL is, but
USFL, yeah.
the separations between those are so huge. Like you, in some places, you still make more money overseas than you do in the US. So like
Mhm.
that is a viable option where it's not. So I'm fine with two. I've always said the men should be two. I just
Men
make
should
them
be
both two.
too.
Make them both two,
Oh, I
and
would
then bring
say
back high
women
school.
too. The reason why I say women too is because they don't have enough. I say for men's, make it a choice. It's their choice or not.
So, in my opinion, for men, it needs to be two or let. So what I think should happen for men is you let them come. You bring back coming back out of high school.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but
But if
if
you
you
go
go
to
to
college,
college,
you
you
got
have
to
to
do
be there
two.
for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, like someone like Cooper Flag, he could have come out maybe high school, right? Zion maybe high. I'm not. I don't know. I'm just saying like
Zion may.
those would be those. I'm not
I
saying
ain't
it's
gonna
gonna
lie to
be
you.
good. I'm
Zion
saying
going
that
out,
those would
coming
be the
out early,
ones.
probably would his career even faster. But
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
But
I know what
again,
you mean.
like not everyone coming out makes a good. I'm just saying the ones who people felt like they could have done it because it's really not that many. But like
No.
Cooper's one, Zion maybe one, like whoever, like those guys, and then everyone else is two.
Yeah, I can't think of many other players in the
Especially
past.
because there's just not any. There's not
The
like the
past,
NFL.
I'm trying to think of the
The,
past 15 years. I can't think of that many people that was ready out of high school.
AD wasn't because he
No,
just started playing center.
yeah,
Who are the
Kyrie wasn't.
no, were they trying to
Steph
were
definitely
they
wasn't.
were they trying to say Wiggins? I don't think he
No,
was, but was they hyping him
I
at that
don't.
level?
No, not at that level.
Wiggins.
So
Yeah, I don't.
I can't think of nobody.
Who are the
I
big
can't think of
ones?
maybe DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe Boogie Cousins might have been
yeah.
one. Other than that, I can't think of any people that was coming out of high school that
Mm-mm,
could have played coming right out. Like I can't.
mm-mm.
I
KD.
can't. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
but you're but like that's at like the
That's
15 years.
that's
Like that's like
yeah,
yeah,
like
you
that's
like
right
he's yeah,
there.
like it would have been it's like it's LeBron in 03, KD in 07. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's
I'm like,
like
you're really
like yeah,
matter
that's
of fact, sir, that's out of the 15. If he was in
oh
'07, that's out of the
god.
15. That
Is
is
it?
18 years ago. That's 18 years ago. If we're talking about '07, that's 18.
I don't like that.
So, okay, I'll give you in the past 20 years. All right, since LeBron did it, because, well, I'll say Dwight Howard, because Dwight Howard was the last player to come
Yes.
out of high school. So, since Dwight Howard did it, three people KD, Zion, and maybe Cooper Flag. And I don't even know if I fully agree with Cooper. Those
I don't
don't,
know if I agree either. I just saying he would have.
yeah, those are only three that
Especially
it
after
would have
doing
made
what he did in the
sense.
Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be those are the only because Kyrie was good, but I don't think he was
Mm-mm.
that good. I think he had to go to. He didn't even play in college, so maybe like
Yeah.
because he didn't play in college. He
Yeah,
played
because he got injured. He got injured.
yeah,
Yeah, he did. He did. I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else? I really think that's it. I'm gonna have to think about this. Like, I don't want to do it on the show now because we're gonna take like too long and we're on a good thing.
I'm
But
trying
I
to
want
think
to
of
go
the number
back
one
and look
picks and
back at
stuff on
yeah,
those.
yeah, and just try to see like
That's what I'm saying.
who.
Oh, DeMarcus Cousins. I forgot I said him too.
Yeah, yeah. That one I think
DeMarcus
is for
Cousins
sure.
he had an NBA body in high school.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to think. That's what's going through my head. It's like
I'm also trying to think of players who like weren't good in the league, but like we didn't know that when they were coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you think of people like not Michael,
like this Karl Anthony Towns.
Carl,
Not
Cat,
saying he should have, but
Cat might have.
maybe
Cat might have.
Ben Simmons. Ben
Ben
was
Simmons
hype
definitely would.
crazy,
Ben Simmons
and he was
definitely would have.
6'8". Yeah,
Ben
yeah,
Simmons definitely
yep,
would have done it because he didn't want to go to
yeah.
college in the first place, so he definitely would have done it.
DeAndre Ayton. I don't remember how hyped he was. I know he was the first pick, but I don't remember his high school.
They would have told his ass to go to college.
Yeah,
I don't think he would have done it.
Getting closer to LeBron. Greg Oden.
Greg Oden was NBA ready.
Yep.
Greg Oden was NBA ready. I remember him. Yep. Yeah, he was. That's also the KD draft. That's Greg Oden and KD went back to back.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So both of them. Okay. Mm-hmm. Blake. No. Okay. Yeah.
He got his hype by being in Oklahoma.
You're right. And all the dunking and everything like that. John Wall's not going to college, but I'm not saying he should have. He's just not going. He's just not. I'm not saying that's a good decision. Correct. But John Wall is not
going to college. No, he is not. He's going straight to the league. You are absolutely correct.
He'd have been 18 throwing up gang signs at the draft.
Absolutely correct. He's not going to the draft.
So if we include people who we don't think should have, we get to like.
We get a good amount.
We get to 8 or 9.
Oh, yeah. If we going off a straight should have, we getting a good amount. A lot of idiots are not going to college because they think they're going to be good enough.
Yeah.
That's funny. I forgot about John Wall. John Wall's
Zion's definitely not going. Someone is fucking him. Zion is going. He's not going to college.
The thing is that. So here's my thing, right? I just started thinking about it. Make these kids go to college. Make these boys go to college.
Right.
Here's why. Because you brought up Zion. Anthony Edwards is also not going to college. But
I was thinking about him, but like
Anthony not going to college. But here's why I'm saying make them go to college and make them go for 2 years. There's going to be predator women who are going to try to encourage them.
They're doing that anyway.
Yes, but right now, if that rule wasn't in place, the first people telling them to go to the league is going to be those predator women. Because you get your money quicker. You get your money much faster. I ain't gotta wait for you to do this year and be 19 to do it. Like as soon as you come out, I can start messing with you because you 18 and you making millions.
It is crazy the number of young basketball players that have like a 35-year-old baby mom right now.
It's disgusting. Ugh. Those women are foul. Because if I know I look crazy talking to a 23-year-old and I'm only 30.
You 35. And that's the other thing with like when people get money, they act like it changes like their age, right? Like you go to the NFL, you go to the thing. It's like no, you're still 19, dog. Like
you're just 19 with a bunch of money. That's all.
Yeah. Like I mean, like Zion with Shorty, like she was older. Anthony Edwards older. The one Dre, I think her name is one of the.
She's 40.
Jalen's.
Yeah, Jalen Green.
I knew it was one of the Jaden something. I knew it was one of them.
She's 40 doing this, and this is her third one.
Yeah, we got to move on. This is making me mad. All right. So that was basketball. So as we wrap up the show, we always end our show with the pit stops. Our pit stop is our chance to talk about something that is not sports related, not Big Ten related. We're talking video games. That's the thing today. We're talking video games. Yeah, technically, but it's also a video game as the lead.
Oh yeah.
So I played, and this is not even for the podcast, Dante. This is for you because
Okay.
we don't talk anymore outside the podcast. So it's just like I'd be like, I mean, I need to tell Dante because I think he's played this game, but we're recording. It's whatever.
I played like 5 minutes. I ain't gonna lie.
Did you? Okay, so
that's all I played. Yeah.
I started playing Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
I played a trial. The trial was like 5 hours. This game, and to be fair.
Yeah, that's a long trial. Oh, actually, no, because
the sports trials are 10. Yeah, part
of
it is me, right? Because the creating of your player is so detailed. I probably spent like 45 minutes on that or something. Mm-hmm. But I played 5 hours, and I don't think I like the first real mission. Like when they're like teaching you the game, you have these little like side missions and whatever that take a little. I didn't finish the first full mission in 5 hours. I'm like, how
you were enjoying yourself.
But I'm like, yeah, either this game is gonna be like Assassin's Creed, where it's like 60 hours of content, or there's only gonna be like 2 missions, and all of them just take some time. I have some like mild things with like the controls, like it's too fast. Like it's like the shooting is weird. Like it's too reactive where it's not real.
I think I think you can adjust those. I'm not fully sure because again I didn't.
I think it's also how it's a little bit intentional in this game, with just like the futuristic kind of whatever. But no, I just wanted to say that the game was fun. I'm gonna buy it. But like for me, this. It's like once a year I buy a non-sports game. So like this is news for me. I'm like, I've had this trial downloaded for like a year and I never played it. And I was just like, man, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play football or baseball today. The 2 games that I spend all my time on. I'm going to try something new. And I like it. So I think I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to play a non-sports game. That's going to be my non-sports game of 2025. And maybe, maybe I'll get real crazy. And I'll get a second one. But I got to do it for July. Because when the new NCAA comes out, it's done. Especially if they put high school in it. GG's. I'm good. I'm not playing nothing. Till this time next year.
It's funny because that game, I know the game. I played, like I said, I played a little bit. Game's beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
You're funny because when it first came out, I don't know if you know anything about it. It was a complete shit show.
I do remember that because didn't they rush it to coincide with the PS5 launch or something happened and it just didn't work.
They messed up. So the game was supposed to just be on PS5 at first. It was supposed to be on PS5. But then they realized that getting a PS5 was going to be very, very difficult because of the pandemic and how scalpers and stuff were acting. So they started to, late in the develop it for the PS4 and stuff like that. Like it was supposed to be only for next gen, and then they started developing for current gen or previous gen. Now I'm not calling that current gen anymore. We're 5-6 years into this system. It's past gen. So they started designing it for the past gen consoles, which ended up messing it up. So most of the people who had all the problems were on PS4 and Xbox, whatever it was called. That's where most of the problems came from. It's so funny. It was so bad. I got that game for $5.
Jeez.
Because they had to give refunds back. I got it for $5 at Best Buy. I got the whole box cover for $5. And now I hear that it's almost back up to full price.
It is.
And the game, that's crazy to me because the game is still legit 5 years old. It should not be full price. I don't care if you fixed it to completion and it works all the way. You still have had this game out for 5 years. That should not be a $70 game. No, not at all. But beautiful game. From what I saw and what I've seen people play of it, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah, no, I mean it is fire. I wish I would have gotten it when it was $5 and just sat on it.
I just saw somebody tweet about it. They was like, bro, they got Cyberpunk for $5 at Best Buy. I was like, all right, it's a brand new game for $5. Like, I don't care if it don't work. I'll just wait.
I'll probably just buy it. What is it? Days of Summer or something like that when they do games crazy. Is that what PlayStation calls it?
Day of Play.
Day of Play. Whatever it is, whatever
Yeah,
that
I know
is,
what you're talking about.
that's probably when I'll buy it.
I'm going to have money this time.
Yeah.
I have never had money for that. This year, I'm banking on it. I'm going to have money. I think it's June, right? June or
Yeah, it's
July.
always June. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just
I
remember.
never had money for it either, but
Yeah.
I try to get like one game. I just try to get like a game that's like old. Like I think I bought like Red Dead during that time when
Okay.
Red Dead was like 5 years old, so I got it for like $20. Like I've never because like the new games are like instead of 70, they're like 40.
40.
I don't
30,
ever got $40 to
50.
waste.
Yeah.
So I'm getting like the $15 games, and I'm
I don't
hoping
even
that
have it for then. But
I'm
I just
getting.
know
I'm
this
hoping
time
that.
June, all I'm paying is my phone bill and rent.
Oh God. Well,
Phone
I
bill
can't.
and rent, and I'll do everything else later.
Yeah, I can't say that because I'm going to a wedding and I'm in a wedding and I just realized what's this. I shouldn't even admit this out
None of my
loud.
friends are getting married this year.
Lucky you. I shouldn't even admit this out loud. I was in my closet. I have so many dress clothes and I realized I don't have the 3 suits. And it's probably because I didn't really need them. But now, especially with what I'm
That's
trying to
not a
do
yeah.
now, and like as I move up in my career and I'm trying to do like the public speaking and things like that, I need them. So I'm using one of the weddings as an excuse to buy like one of the 3 suits,
I might have to buy a
which means
black
it's going to
wedding
be a
dress.
little bit more expensive than like, and that's the
Yeah,
other thing. Like I had suits, but I was getting them from like JC Penney's and Macy's, and I'm 30. I can't do that no more.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm spending money this summer, unfortunately.
Yeah, I
I have
gotta
2 weddings to
this
go to,
weekend I
but
think I
yeah.
gotta buy a black blazer because I have to take headshots on Tuesday for my
Yeah,
job. So yeah, it's
crazy. But that's mine. Cyberpunk
yeah.
2027.
I'm gonna make mine quick because I really don't want to rant about. I've already ranted about it all day for real. But if y'all haven't been paying attention, I am a big wrestling fan again, and I have been enjoying wrestling. I've been playing the games for the past 2 years. This is about to be 3 years in a row. I think 2K ruined their game, and their reason why is because they're making it just like their basketball games. They have VC, they have a whole city and stuff like that. Instead of just it being a wrestling game like it has been, the story mode looks like it's going to be pay to play in a way. And I don't know if y'all have known, but like I gave up basketball 2K over a year ago. It's definitely been a year now. I get rid of it. I think I got done of it in March, either February of last year or March of last year. But I'm definitely on a year now, and I've saved so much money because I wasn't buying VC.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And now where I'm getting into, I'm having fun with these wrestling games, and I stream them all the time. They're introducing VC and stuff like that. They introduced the city. You could, instead of just having clothes, I think you have to buy them and stuff like that. So I'm just upset. Like
Wait, you gotta buy the clothes?
I think you have to buy. No, you could just create a player.
No. I'm saying like you think moving forward you have to buy the clothes. That's the biggest scam in 2K.
Because if they're gonna do this thing called the island, like it's like the city, that means it's gonna have stores and stuff and shops.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That you really have to go buy your clothes and stuff. And
you remember when tattoos were free?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And then I remember when they made them overpriced.
Yep.
I think they're ruining their game. I'm going to be upset if they keep doing this. Hopefully, with how I play the game, how I play the game most of the year, isn't that way because I usually create a universe. But if VC is somehow incorporated in this, I might be coming close to the end of playing these games too.
Yeah, you just anything made by 2K, the studio, you just got to get just.
I'm take 2. You won. You're gonna win if you do it like this because to introduce VC and stuff like that, I was already sicking when I saw that, like because in the trailer it was real quick, but they showed that they had a city, and I was like, I know that's not what I think that is. Why are we adding in something that the NBA 2K community has been complaining about? No one likes this city. Not a single person likes this city, and you're like, you know what we should do? Add it to another game.
And a game where it makes even less
sense.
Because when has wrestling ever even been out in the city? It's always like 95% of the promos are just
Because
and
you,
the back
I can
garage with the
I
text and stuff.
already know how the storyline's going. You're going to be an indie wrestler, and that's why you're doing the whole island city thing because
Mm.
you gotta get through that. I can already tell the storyline, and are you going to have two different islands for female wrestlers? Because again, the whole island thing is to be online with other people. That's what it is. So now, do you split that up? Because you had a storyline for the women and you had a storyline for the men. Are you messing that up now?
Oh, the women have a different storyline.
Mm-hmm. You
Oh,
can make a. You
I
can make
started
a.
playing. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know the storyline was different. I thought it
Yeah,
was
it's
just like,
completely. It's one is called
oh.
undisputed, and one other one is called. I forgot what the man one is called.
I have the wrestling game. I don't know if I told you that. I haven't played it a
Oh
lot,
yeah,
but I do
yeah,
have it. I did
yeah,
play it a
yeah.
little bit.
No, the storylines are different. Storylines are different.
I
Usually,
stopped
at
playing.
least I know
I stopped.
last year the girl one was better. Both these years, this year I don't like either one of the
Yeah,
stories.
I think I have this one, and I was like, when you was like, you have to decide if you're gonna go to next or if you're gonna be like
Mm-hmm.
basically his little like. I'm like, I don't like either storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So then I stopped playing.
Yeah, I got to redo the man one because that's if you go to NXT or next, you unlock a championship belt that you can use in other things. So, but I don't even know if I should do that now because the new game's about to come out soon. So
Yeah,
who knows? I'm trying to get a code for it. I'm not even trying to pay for it. I'm trying to have somebody get it for me.
fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
I'm very very worried that that's what this is gonna be.
hey,
I guess.
truly hate to see it. But as always, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week because I will still be here next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Hopefully, we have some news. Hopefully, something happens. Otherwise, we'll be talking about men's basketball, men's college basketball, which we also aren't watching. And I
Oh
definitely,
my god, I watched that
I
even
watch
less.
women's. I keep up with women's college basketball. I couldn't tell you a single thing happening in men's basketball except
Nope,
there's two good players on Rutgers, but Rutgers sucks. So like that's about all I can tell you.
I don't know
But yeah,
nothing. I don't know a single thing
nope,
going on with college basketball when it comes to
no,
the men's.
nope.
Nothing.
Not
Nothing.
at all. So please, for you all's sake, hope that there's some news. We'll catch you next week.